Hello, my friends. It's nice to see you back. Today, I will have this video as a continuation of the US, the greatest country in the world, that I posted earlier. And I will try to use, as I did in the previous video, uh, my life experience to tell some stories about my beginnings here in the United States. So as I said, this is a continuation of U.S., the greatest country in the world, which I think it is, still is, even though we have these neo-Marxists who are trying to change it into a about let's say 1984 Orwell's novel, and a lot of people here say that it's inequality and discrimination and of all kinds. And the big problem is that they say it is institutionalized. So it's not a individual on a individual to individual basis. It's the the institution basis. I mean, it's there are laws that discriminate against certain groups, and there are institutions who in their policies discriminate against certain groups. I will not discuss that in this video, but I will tell my story and my experience and certain situations that I encountered and I lived here in this country. So obviously, my accent. I came from Eastern Europe more than 20 years ago, more precisely from Romania, and I came here with no financial support, nothing. I came here and I started it from zero, from the bottom. Um, I I have to confess to you that I'm a little bit darker skin, and I was not always considered white. Um, so I was considered, I mean, you don't look white. You're Romanians are Romanians white, and so on. Didn't bother me at all. They were just ignorance. But anyway, I just had to mention this little detail because you can figure things out later while I'm gonna tell my stories here. So I came here with nothing. Uh, I I stayed how many? About a week at some friend's house. Friends, it's a little bit stretch to call them friends, but they helped me with housing, and I got an apartment, and I started looking for a job, which I got a job as a dishwasher in a very nasty restaurant. Nasty restaurant, not McDonald's. That would have been luxurious restaurant. This was a nasty restaurant where the lowest of the lowest worked over there, and I mean it. And the lowest of the lowest would come to the restaurant, so-called restaurant. It was a restaurant, yeah, but it was very at the bottom of the society. Didn't bother me. Um, I had to fight against all odds. I came here. Nobody grabbed me from Romania and dragged me here across the ocean. So it was money that I could save. So with nothing, with an apartment that I had bats flying in the in the apartment in sometimes in night. I would wake up and you couldn't hear them, you just feel something is in there. So I would wake up, I am circling, get the pillow, boom, and go back to sleep. So it was not a good time. I and then Uh, I went to this restaurant as a dishwasher and then as a host. It depended on whatever they needed. If they because the people were calling in all the time, and I didn't have a phone because it was too expensive. I had a pager, so the boss would send me a message. The pager would ring, go to a public phone. At that time, there were still public phones. Put a quarter, whatever, how much I would put, and call the restaurant and say what's going on. And we have a situation. Someone called in. I'll be there in, I don't know, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, and so on. Sometimes they would come and pick me up and get me there, and I would work one shift, two shifts, whenever they wanted me. So anyway, I was washing dishes, I was cleaning tables. I was not and I was not a server. Uh, Even though I would speak English, I wouldn't have any problems. But the servers were already the positions were taken by certain people, so I didn't want to be a server anyway. But I liked it because I was left alone. I worked hard and I saved money. I saved money, and obviously I was not alone. I didn't come here alone, so I came with my wife. So she was doing the same thing. Now, after I worked as a dishwasher, I worked as a host, and I got a job. I applied for a commercial roofing company. I worked on a roof, uh, installing commercial roofing like Duralast. That's how it was called. Then I was promoted from laborer to foreman and then to job superintendent in about 7 months, 6 months, 7 months. So I was making good money, working overtime, and that's the way it was. I saved a lot of money, a lot of money. And in 3 years, about 3 years since I came here, I was able to apply to buy a house. And I bought a house. I was in a process because you don't buy a house like you're in a process with a bank. So I got a house that was valued to $200,000 then, 20 years ago, and I did not, I did not have anybody to, uh, stay for me and go into the bank and uh, help me with any money or anything like that. I didn't have any references and I didn't need them. Then I worked in a convenience store, and then I worked as a truck driver, and I made good money, but I worked all the time, all the time. I was not home. I was gone all the time, and no weekends, no nothing. And I saved a lot of money, and I paid everything I had new, bought new, but the house because it's hard to just pay $200,000 cash right there, and you had other expenses and interest and so on. So anyway, um, I did very well, but I worked like crazy, and all these jobs were on the bottom of the society. So if I would not work, it would be another person working over there, regardless of race or ethnicity or anything that you would think small, fat, big, tall, whatever. And after that, I went again to college here to Michigan State University because I couldn't transfer my credentials. They were not accepted here. They said with your credentials, they are not. Uh, you can't use them. Your education credentials, you can't use them here. So I started again. In 3 years, I graduated with a college degree. I got my diploma. I paid the money because that's the way it goes here, not like Romania. The state pays, you pay. I paid my university, so I paid with my money, I paid university. I didn't get any loans or anything like crying nowadays that someone else needs to pay my loans. So I paid my university, paid it off, and then I got jobs in different positions. And now I would say, not I would say, now I work at the level of my education, so college educated level, and I'm satisfied with my position, with what I'm doing, with how much money I make. I did not, uh, I did not ask for handouts. I was not given handouts. I was not promoted because I was, I don't know, from Romania, or because I was not white, or because I was white, or because I was. I worked hard. That's what I did. Showed up on time, all the time, and perform. Be efficient. And luckily, I was promoted here and there when you know you had certain circumstances that help you. And nowadays, I hear a lot of people talking about discrimination and lack of opportunities and so on. No, no. I I came here penniless. In about 3 years, I was at the level of a middle class with my work. And nobody grabbed me, hey, you're white or you're Romanian or you're whatever you are, here, everything for you. So when I hear people here talking about inequality and equity and inequity and all this, I would say this: I busted my butt off and nobody stopped me. And whoever stopped me here, I went the other way and I did it that way because I wanted to work. And there's a lot of work to be done here, a lot of available jobs. The problem is you gotta be conscious. You have to come, you have to wake up, you have to go to work, you have to care, and you have to save your money. Because if you spend your money, you can make this amount of money or this amount of money. If you spend it, you're gonna be nothing. You're not gonna be able to get ahead, evolve, be better, do better. So for me, when I hear these things with discrimination and how this country doesn't give you opportunities, I don't want to hear it because my direct experience was work like crazy and you'll succeed. Yeah, maybe you will not succeed like being a millionaire or something, but you make at least more than a decent uh, living standard. You reach a point where you couldn't get to this point in other country in the same amount of time. I know that. Um, so what were the key the what was the I don't know the secret was: do not have children, save your money, come to work, have a job, don't spend the money like crazy. Basically, these are the so-called secrets. Be serious when you go to work, and no way you will not make it. You would make it at McDonald's. I was working 16 hours a day for years on the truck, other restaurant, in construction. No weekends, no nothing. No TV, no cigarettes, no alcohol. Mm. So um, just, just you can make it. Anyone can make it here. Any normal person or physically able can do it. Well, stay strong and smart, and see you next time. Bye bye. Ciao, ciao.